So I would like to start by asking you some questions, which probably I know the answer of, but do you want to have easier travel mobility? Do you want your children to have the opportunity to work, study, and live anywhere in the European Union? Do you want to have the right to reside permanently in Malta, or to reside permanently in any EU country? Do you want to travel directly to any Schengen country? Do you want to expand your business opportunities in Europe? Do you want to have the ability to set up a business in one of the fastest growing economies in Europe? And do you want the ability to invest in real estate in a country where the average capital appreciation is around 10%? And I think the answer to most of these questions is astounding yes. So let us discover Malta and let's see what Malta can do in order to give you the possibilities to do all of those things that we mentioned in the earlier slide. Malta is a republic island in the middle of the Mediterranean. It's a full member of the European Union since 2004. Its currency is the euro. We're also part of the Schengen area, member of the Commonwealth, and we have English and Maltese both as official languages. Now Maltese, for those of you who are not familiar with the language, has almost 100% of its grammar, which is Arabic. It's written in Latin alphabet, and a strong influence as well from the Italian and Spanish language. From an economic point of view, Malta is very strongly placed within the rest of the European Union. It has registered a strong 6.3% growth in GDP just last year, and an equally healthy prospect for the coming years. It's a very well diversified economy. So for those of you who think that Malta is maybe an island like the rest of the Channel Islands of other Caribbean islands, we have been developing a very, very strong economy based not only on financial services, which account for about 15% of our economy, but also on manufacturing, agriculture, and also industry. We are rated A to positive by all the media, by all the rating agencies, including Standard & Poor's, Moody's, and Fitch. So this very safe country is voted one of the safest countries in the world, with exceptional standard of living, a very rich cultural heritage. Malta has over 7,000 years of history. It has quite good quality nightlife as well, entertainment in general, sports activities, cultural events, and our cuisine as well is very similar to Mediterranean. We have a very strong British influence when it comes to the way of doing business, but when it comes to lifestyle, we're very Mediterranean. So in all, we offer a very well-balanced lifestyle when it comes to residing or relocating to Malta. So let us now move to what programs are available for you and your families to relocate or to obtain citizenship or residency in Malta. So the Individual Investor Program was launched in 2014, and it is aimed at the high net worth individual who wants to obtain a Maltese, which indirectly is an EU citizenship. So it gives a citizenship in a well-respected, politically and economically stable country, and this is very important when one is choosing which citizenship program to go for, that one is associated with a country that is stronger, both economically and as well stable in politics. The Maltese program, the Maltese passport, actually offers 168 countries in which you can visit visa-free, and this included the US. It's actually voted as one of the strongest passports in the world. It offers the right of establishment in the EU, in all member states of the EU, as well as in Switzerland, and obviously the right to own property in Malta. What are the requirements? So the main applicant has to be over 18 years of age. They need to make a contribution to the government of Malta. There is an investment requirement in government bonds of 150,000 euros, and property investment, which can be either of a purchase, which is minimum is 350,000 euros, or a property rental of at least 16,000 euros per annum. It is a one-year process, at the end of which all the family will be given the Maltese citizenship. So who is eligible? As we said, any person over 18 years of age, and also including the spouse of that person, unmarried children under the age of 27, and also parents and grandparents aged 55 years and over. All of these people need to be fully dependent economically and financially on the main applicant. Now, there are some restrictions in terms of nationalities. So Afghanistan, citizens of Afghanistan, North Korea, and Iran are currently not allowed to apply. So as you see, there are 3 tiers of investment, as you see. So the first one is an economic contribution. It is a one-time payment which is payable towards the end of the process. So one is actually sure and has the letter of approval from the government of Malta that the process has been done successfully. So the main applicant is paid 650,000. The spouse, it's an extra 25,000. Dependents aged under 18, 25,000, and dependents, including obviously parents, aged over 18, an extra 50,000 euros. Property investment and the investment in government bonds. There are some due diligence fees to be paid at the time of the filing of the application, and all the family needs to be in possession of a comprehensive global health insurance cover of at least 50,000 in medical expenses. The program is intended obviously for high net worth individuals with a good criminal conduct. So one needs to obviously have a complete clean conduct, because the due diligence obviously provided by the authorities is quite rigorous. We want to ensure, and Malta's reputation is kept to the very and utmost high standards, so we only allow only the highest quality of citizens to apply for our program. The process, as I see, is a 12-month process, starting with immediately from day one, the person and the family can obtain a residence card which can be used to reside indefinitely in Malta and as well travel immediately to any of the Schengen member states. So this is for the family from day one of the application process. Application is filed. There's a 4-month review process by the authorities. If everything goes well and the application is approved, the authorities issue a letter of approval in principle, at which point all those investments that I highlighted in my earlier slide will need to be settled. This within a period of 4 months. At the end of the 12-month period, we would have submitted enough evidence of the fulfillment of all these investment criteria, including as well some residence links to Malta. As we see, the contributions, so the main investments that need to be made and payments are made towards the very end of the process. The contribution, for those of you who might be asking, is a one-time payment. It's non-refundable, and it's a payment directly made to the Maltese National and Social Development Fund. The property requirements and the investment requires need to be kept for 5 years. So 5 years following the family gets the citizenship, the property can be disposed of, and the government bonds can also be redeemed. Now, government bonds in Malta, for those of you, as we said, the economy is very well rated, so the government bonds are all A-rated. Just a simple example for a family with a spouse and 3 children. So we have, from the contribution fees point of view, main applicant, spouse, the 3 children, due diligence fees. There's a total, the average cost is just 54,000 euros. So when you think and when you actually see what you are getting for, that price for the whole family, full EU citizenship, which can be passed on to the children's children, is something of a very worthwhile investment. If someone would not want to go to the extent of obtaining Maltese citizenship, there's also another very interesting program which also gives the right to reside, settle, and stay indefinitely in Malta. It also offers visa-free travel in all of the Schengen countries, including staying of 90 days in every 6 months in all of these Schengen member states. There's also the possibility to join this particular program in a special tax program called the Global Residency Program, and also there's a possibility of applying for work in Malta through a separate application. The requirements: the applicant needs to be 18 years of age, a small contribution made to the same fund of 30,000 euros, investment in government bonds of 250,000 euros, which is also repayable back in full after 5 years. There's a requirement for property. Again, there's an option to either buy at 320,000 or 270,000, depending on the area in which one buys in Malta, or rent an apartment or a place at 12,000 euros or 10,000 euros per annum, again depending on the area where one rents the property. And finally as well, there's the same requirement of keeping a health insurance policy that would cover the whole family throughout the European Union. The government bonds do offer a very small coupon rate of roughly between 1% and 2%, so at least even during those 5 years, one is getting some form of return. Who's also allowed to participate in this particular application? So the spouse, again unmarried children under the age of 27, parents and grandparents. Again, these must be economically dependent on the main applicant. Now the fee that I mentioned earlier, so the 30,000, encompasses all of the family. So this is not per member of the family. This encompasses whether you go alone or whether you go with the whole family. Again, there's the contribution of 30,000. The commitment for the property and the bonds, again, need to be kept only for 5 years, after which they can be disposed of. Talks about. So again, the process in this particular case is much shorter. So we're looking at a process of about 2 to 3 months. And the bulk of the payments that I have mentioned are also made towards the end of the program. So at any point in time, during this phase till the government decision, there is no need for the family to come to Malta. We will be doing everything and all the paperwork, either visiting or directly or through emails. At the point of where the government decision, hopefully on an approval basis, is made, the family would be required to make the investments that I have highlighted, and finally come to Malta to take their biometrics and photos and get their residence cards within a matter of a few days. Again, as you see, the major investments and the payments are all made when one is secure and has peace of mind that all the process has been processed satisfactorily. This was just a very brief overview of the two programs. I just wanted to tell you about our firm. So Wahat is a niche service firm. We provide 3 main areas of services, which is residency solutions, citizenship, and family business advisory services. We have offices in Malta and Dubai. We've also been awarded an exclusive concession by the government of Malta to promote the Malta residence and visa program in the whole of the Middle East. We are also affiliated with the top advisory firm in Malta, providing all the relevant advisory, corporate, personal and corporate tax advice that one would need also to set up, relocate, or to move into Malta. And we also have a strategic partner presence in over 120 countries. And this facilitates and helps that wherever a family has either businesses, property, in anywhere in place where we are represented, we can also help in structuring properly that from a family business advisory perspective. As you have noted, most of the programs that we have highlighted all involve an element of property. So at this stage, I wanted to invite actually my colleague Kevin, who is the CEO of REMAX in Malta, to give you a bit of a flavor of what the property market has to offer. Because When one is obviously investing in a program like either the CBI or the residence by investment, they want to know that the investment they are making is secure, that is going to generate some form of income, and at the end of the 5 years or whenever they want to dispose of it, will actually generate some wealth.